What's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to be talking about net worth. So I'm 25 years old right now, and my net worth is just over about $50,000 positive. Now, I don't have a six-figure job, never had a six-figure job. No inheritance, no rich parents, nothing like that. Literally, my net worth comes from slow stacking money, smart habits, and a few lessons that I learned along the way. So in this video, I'm going to break down where that just over 50K came from, how I built it up over the past few years, and what I'm doing next to keep growing even on a budget right now. So quick refresher, net worth is what you own versus what you owe. So you would take what you own and then you're going to subtract the amount you owe. So for me, that's going to include cash in the bank, my investment accounts, any savings, and then I'm going to subtract debt like credit cards or auto loans or student loans, anything like that. So to break down how I got to my 50K, this is what my current breakdown looks like. I have about $30,000 in a high yield savings account. So that's going to be my emergency fund and for my short-term goals. I have about $6,000 in my Roth IRA that I'm working to max out, and I started last year. I have about $25,000 in my 401k, and then I'm subtracting about $15,000 in auto loan. I have no credit card debt, and then I have about $10,000 in my checkings and other savings account. So my total net worth, if you add that all up, comes to about $56,000. Now, how I got there. So look, I did not get there overnight. Pretty much what helped me get to that $56,000 in net worth is literally by saving my money consistently for a short incremental time period. So for example, I started saving my money in about 2018. So if you do the math, I was about 18 years old. And I started really taking saving seriously. So that was 7 years ago that I really started looking about how I was spending my money and how I wanted to save my money. Now, when I was 18, I was working a full-time job that I was making about $18 an hour, but that job allowed me to work overtime. So I was taking home around $800 a week during that job. Now, I was an 18-year-old kid, so I didn't need $800 a week. I could live off about $200 a week. So I would literally save about $600 a week of my paycheck. Every single week, I would just transfer it into a savings account. Doing that for almost 4 years straight allowed me to build a lot of liquid cash and that I just had sitting in a savings account. Over these past couple of years, I've started to take it more serious as far as investing that money or anything like that. But literally how I got to this number of savings and number of net worth is literally by just saving my money. Now, once again, I was 18. I didn't have to spend $800 a week that I was making. I know for a lot of people, you might need to spend $1,000 a week to live. So obviously my situation is a little bit different from other people. But, I started investing early. I only started investing about 2 years ago. So the main bulk of my net worth came from my savings account when I was making good money at a young age and I didn't need all that money. I lived below my means. Like I said, I only lived on about $200 a week when I was 18. From about 18 to 23, I was working that full-time job. So, I lived below my means. I didn't need to spend that money. I've lived at home my whole life, so I had all that time to sit there and just save bulks. I was saving about 80% of my paycheck. When it came to my savings, and I mentioned this in my previous videos, is I automated everything. So instantly, the money came out of my account. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to look at it. Now, the next thing, too, is I built a budget that worked for me. I didn't listen to a budget I found on TikTok or YouTube. I sat down, I looked at my personal finances, I looked at my lifestyle, and I said, okay, how can I afford this? I don't drink. I don't have a lot of extracurricular activities that I do, so I can live on a pretty low weekly income and save the rest of my money. Now, $50,000 at 25 as my net worth, that's not a flex. I don't find that a flex. If you think I'm flexing, I'm definitely not. All it is just a milestone for me. I have options. I can breathe a little bit. I've got a solid foundation to keep growing. And even for right now, if you've seen my previous videos, I'm working part-time right now and I don't make good money. So that $50,000 net worth allows me to breathe a little bit and allows me to know that financially I'm still doing good. And, for my next goals too, I would love to hit $100,000 net worth at the age of 28. So I'm 25 right now. In 3 years, I would love to be at that $100,000 net worth. My other goal too is on a yearly basis, I'm trying to max out my Roth. So for those of you who don't know, when you're under 59, you can put $7,000 a year into your Roth. Right now, I'm about like $2,400 in, and we're about 5 months in. So I'm a little behind the ball on that, but I try to max it out. Even though if I might not be able to, I try to max it out. And the other thing too is minimizing risk. So I have a car problem. I love cars. I had a Subaru WRX that I fully built and I sold it. I had a BMW that I fully built and I sold it. So it's also trying to figure out where I can save money. After I had that Subaru, fully built it and sold it, I lost about $10,000 on it. Then I had that BMW, I fully built it, lost about $15,000 on it. Because if you know how the car game works, when you start spending money on cars and putting modifications into them, you're just driving the value down. So then I went and bought a Tesla because I thought it would be a good idea. Ended up losing a whole bunch of money on that and I sold it. Now I kind of ate my ego. I bought a little Jeep. I love my Jeep. It's the cheapest monthly payment I've ever had since I was 18. I'm happy with it, and I'm able to save the money that I wasn't spending on cars and invest that money. So just a quick little video of my net worth. I didn't think it needed to be too long of a video, but thanks for watching. If you're 25, if you're 22, if you're 30, wherever you're at, just know you don't need to move fast. You just need to move with purpose, discipline, save your money, invest your money, start slowly. And, like I said, when I was younger, I was saving 80% of my paycheck. Now I'm saving about 10% of my paycheck and investing the rest, or investing about the other 40%. And it's just kind of all up to you and figuring out kind of what works best for you and how you can figure out to slow stack your money and get that financial freedom in the future. I'm not trying to get rich overnight. I'm just trying to build financial foundation that in the next couple of years, if I keep with these same habits that I've been building slowly, I'll be able to really grow my money. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know where you're at, and yeah, have a good day.